22 days, 15 hours, 57 minutes, and only a matter of seconds to the 2018 opening ceremony at the Winter Olympics. Bob Trosset joining you from the NBC Sports Washington podcast studios. And today I have a special guest, and you might know his name from the area. It's Garrett Roe, who just qualified for Team USA in men's ice hockey. Garrett, thanks so much for calling in today, man.
Yeah, no problem. Appreciate it for having me on. Thanks a lot.
You're calling all the way in from Switzerland. You're playing professional hockey over there right now. Hockey's taken you a little bit of everywhere since graduating. So, first off, congratulations on qualifying, and I just want to get your initial thoughts so far leading up to February.
Just excited. Excited for kind of my family. My wife and I are super excited. My brothers kind of all share the memories, obviously my parents, and then I think it's kind of a big moment for some notoriety from the area in terms of hockey, and I think it's a great thing to be able to share with the rinks and people around from home.
You grew up in Vienna, Virginia, just down the street from our Bethesda studios. What was it like growing up playing hockey in the area? I also read that you didn't have a choice whether or not to play hockey or not. Is this true?
That is true. I mean, obviously it's not, it's true in a sense. I grew up with a father who loved the game, and he had, I have two older brothers who both played the game before me. So by the time I could basically walk, I was almost wearing a pair of skates and hanging around the rink at some form, whether it was skating or just watching my brothers and my dad on the ice. But just growing up around, it's obviously been growing more and more in the last 15, 20 years. And I think it's great to see. I think there's starting to, more hockey players are starting to come out of the area, and I think that's, true for most of the United States, but it's great to see for Northern Virginia, D.C., Maryland, that, more hockey players and continue to take a stronghold to the game.
You had a brief stint in the USHL before embarking on that 4-year career at St. Cloud State University. You're the all-time assist leader there. What was that experience like there as a hockey player and a student?
That was great. It was just college is, I think, good time for most people, and it was a fantastic time for myself to go up there and the school and the athletics. Obviously, I thought I had a pretty successful time there. But overall, it was a fun 4 years. I wouldn't trade it, and it's something to hold on to me with the memories and for the rest of my life.
Since being drafted by the LA Kings in 2008, how do you describe your hockey career?
It's been interesting. It's tough to explain to someone in one sentence kind of where I've been, but it's something that comes with a lot of stories, a lot of memories, and I think a lot of air miles. So it's been great. I've been able to experience a lot of different things that many people don't get aren't able to enjoy like we have been. And one of those things has been minor leagues, but also living in Europe and calling Europe and different countries in Europe home for I think this is our 5th year now. So that's definitely something I think is pretty unique and just adds a whole new experience to the athletic side of things.
And taking a look at the men's Olympic team roster, there's guys from all over the country. I mean, there's in all sorts of different levels and times of their lives. When you take a look at that roster, you being the only one from the DMV, what are your thoughts on the roster?
I think it's a roster where it's a roster where we're going to have a team where I think two things. It's going to be a team where I think it's going to be hard to beat. I think it's going to be a team that a lot of teams don't want to play against. I think that's something that excites me for sure. And the second part is I think it's a roster that kind of depicts where the game of hockey is in the United States. That's something that's, we have some guys who are veteran, a couple of younger guys. We have guys from different parts of the country, and I think it's just kind of it's kind of cool to see not just everyone from Minnesota, Michigan, New York, or something like that. It's our guys are coming from all over now, and I think that's I think it's a tribute to how USA Hockey's grown the game and in the country the last 20, 25 years.
Obviously, the fact that the NHL will not be present in 2018 has drawn a lot of conversation and controversy. What's your pitch to the viewer come February that may or may not want to tune into U.S. hockey because of the lack of the NHL?
I would say there's a lot of pretty damn good hockey players in the world, and just because there's 660 of them, it doesn't always mean they're always the best hockey players. But obviously, there's going to be people missing the NHL, just like I think a lot of the players in the Olympics will still be. We expect usually to see the top NHL All-Stars and guys like Patty Kane and Zach Parise and Phil Kessel, but it's not the case this year. So we have to kind of hopefully they can come and root for the team, root for the country, and just know that we're hoping to represent the country as best we can and do as well as we can and bring home a medal.
What's it been like playing ice hockey over in Switzerland?
It's been unbelievable to experience this country. It's just an absolutely beautiful country with the mountains, the lakes, the variety of from city to town, just the whole landscape of things has been awesome. And then the hockey's been great. The fans are awesome. It's kind of like for anyone that doesn't know, it's kind of like seeing when you go to a hockey game here, it's almost like a soccer atmosphere that you'd expect in Europe, with the drums and the people chanting and the whole game. And it's very different from the North American experience to get back home with the NHL. And I hear every time someone comes over and sees a game for the first time, they think it's the coolest thing to see, and it's definitely a treat to play in front of.
All right, I gotta ask because we are NBC Sports Washington, so I gotta ask, where does your fandom lie? Did you grow up a big time Washington sports fan?
Oh yeah. I grew up liking all the teams. It took me a bit to get to the Nats side of things, but over the last couple of years, I've kind of been drawn in with their success, and also my brothers and my dad all kind of follow it. So that's kind of naturally put me into things. But the Nats, Skins, Caps, and a little bit of the Wizards, not so much. But it's nice to see all the teams doing pretty well, except for obviously that one football team right now.
Hey, you know what? The fact that you're in Switzerland, I can imagine that. With that 6-hour, 5-hour time difference, whatever that might be, it's got to be tough. But I'm sure you know that your Caps are first in the Metro at the All-Star break. What are you thinking for the second half of the season? You got a good feeling?
Yeah, I mean, I hope so. I expect them to be a pretty good team. Obviously, they lost some pieces this past summer, but they still got a plethora of good players, and hopefully they can kind of have young guys step up. And I think if they can continue to have those guys develop and gain more confidence, it's just going to be nothing but good things for them to come down the road, and hopefully they can kind of gel together, maybe add a piece or two, and make another run in the spring here for the Stanley Cup.
Garrett, last thing from me. What does it mean to put the red, white, and blue on your stripe on the chest there for you in February?
It's going to mean a lot. It's going to mean more than just kind of the moment of putting it on. It's going to mean kind of the work you put in, the work that your family has been in with you. My wife, my parents, my brothers, and it's kind of all that accumulating into kind of the whole emotion of all of it. And I think it'll just be a surreal moment, but at the same time, I'll take a lot of pride and hopefully do the jersey well.
Garrett, thanks so much for the time, man. We're cheering you on. I hope to see you over there once we get there in February.
Perfect. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on here today.
That's Garrett Roe of Vienna, Virginia, playing professional hockey currently for Switzerland, but the newest member of Team USA in men's ice hockey for PyeongChang 2018. Garrett, thanks so much for the time.
Appreciate it. Thanks so much.